Ain't gonna lie, people. We have to talk about Chelsea. We have to talk about Chelsea, and we have to be honest in our assessment. They're starting to cook. World champions, potentially. World champions, potentially. João Pedro, cooking, already made back the transfer fee, probably. 2 goals last night in the Club World Cup semi-final, straight off the bat. Cole Palmer, top. Caicedo, top. Cucurella, let's be real, takes a lot of stick, takes a lot of criticism because his hair's bouncing around doing a madness. Top. They're starting to cook. They look good. They're improving. There is starting to be an apparent method to the madness. And I've been saying this for the last few days. I learned my lesson last year about how to speak on Chelsea. Because one thing about Chelsea is we can cuss them. We can talk about the embarrassment of riches that they have. We can talk about how ruthless they've been with the managers, with the players, their strategy of stockpiling all these players. What are they doing? The players can't fit in the porter cabin and all of this stuff. We can say all of this stuff. But let's just stick to the facts of what we're seeing here. When Enzo Maresca walked in, Chelsea were actually doing all right towards the end of the season with Pochettino. We went, why are they making this change? Why are they getting this guy in from Leicester? He'll be out by Christmas. And I'm not saying everyone said that. I'll speak for me. He'll be out by Christmas. This ain't going to work. Typical Chelsea. Look what happened with Potter. Sacked Tuchel too early. Lampard catastrophe. You got in the Tottenham legend in Pochettino. No affinity to him. No fan loving. Cold. High turnover of players. The fans can't get to love the club again. They've lost their Chelsea. It's going to be over. That's what we said. Enzo Maresca quietly gone about his business. Let's be fair. Let's be real. Let's call it as it is. Had a good season last year. Finished 4th back in the Champions League at the first time of asking. Yes, they're meant to win that Conference League. They're meant to win it. But for that young crop of players, most of them ain't won nothing. Not all, but there's a lot of them have their first trophy. That's a big return for them. Setting the culture of winning. This is important, right? It's not something they can gloat about, but, they completed the set, the Chelsea can say, but they were meant to win that. Then this Club World Cup, we have to talk about it because it's the inaugural one. It's the first one, and these men are taking it seriously. They've made a shitload of money from this tournament already, paid back the fee for Delap already, probably been able to pay back the fee they've paid for João Pedro already. Both players are there and contributing as well. And now they've made the final. And now they've got the chance in one game against PSG or Real Madrid, we'll see who it's going to be, to become the champions of the world. Gold badge. And they're back in the Champions League. Caicedo, no one even talks about the price tag no more, rightly so. Cole Palmer, bargain. Listen, man. João Pedro as well, yeah. Listen, some people say it's too much money in that he ain't going to get you goals. Maybe we're not thinking about this thing properly. Not many people have spoke about that. Okay, goals is the one thing that he's missing. And I've seen a couple of interviews, I think, where he said he wants to improve that. Maybe that's the bit that he does improve. Can he keep playing at that level? Obviously, it's 2 games. The cameo that he had off the bench in the last round was brilliant. In the quarterfinals was brilliant. He started yesterday. The second goal was outrageous. Actually, the first goal was outrageous as well. Outside the box, wrapped it, far corner. I don't see João Pedro normally do that. I don't see João Pedro normally do that. So is this the making of him? Is this where he takes his step up? Jackson must be looking at it like, rah, I might need to cut. Delap. Listen, he's just got there, but you're looking at it like, is João Pedro going to be the starter? Because with this form, if he wins them the Club World Cup, which, let's be honest, he's going to start the final. Definitely going to start the final. Be shocked if he isn't. Then it could be just what Chelsea needed. Very, very clever player, João Pedro. So put respect on that transfer as well. Then you look at what Chelsea do outgoings-wise. They've got no problem selling Madueke. He's agreed personal terms with Arsenal, and the talks continue, according to Fabrizio Romano and others. I think that deal gets done. There's no way that Madueke has agreed personal terms if they know that they're not going to be able to, to convince Chelsea to let him go. And this is Chelsea. They don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Bought Madueke in from PSV, shot him 2 years later. No problem. Go to Arsenal if you want, kid. Guess what they'll probably do with that piece? Because they'll probably get 50 million for him at least. Then probably go and get Garnacho or some other wicked winger that we weren't thinking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, the players that they sell, you got to put respect on Chelsea. I think you do. It's not too early. Like, I wouldn't say they should be favourites for the title. They do need a goalkeeper. You know what I mean? Trevor Chalobah as well. Look at the performance he's putting in. You know what I'm saying? Levi Cole, these guys are maturing. You know what I mean? I get that. But they still need one or two more. But the basis of what they're doing, they've gone from laughing stock to spending all this money. What are they doing? They haven't got a clue what they're doing. I was involved in that. I'm just being honest, the way you have to break this down. They've gone from that to, you have this side eye about Chelsea where you go, you lot are activating, You lot are activating. I can't lie. You lot are activating, man. You are. And they have this way, they do it slowly. They do it where you go, bro, I always laugh at Chelsea, like, bought another player, they'll be gone. What's good? But then, like, bro, you're low-key meeting the objectives, You're low-key doing all right. And now it's not low-key. These men could become Club World Cup champions. What are you going to say when they come back with the gold badge? What are you going to say? What are you going to say to Maresca then? You can't say nothing. Then obviously, yeah, they got to back this up. There's a lot of work to do. And I'm not saying Chelsea fans should be getting gassed or, over excited and doing too much. But if I look at it, they're entering the chat again. They are. They're entering the chat again, man. I think they could be a problem next season. And this is the question, could they be in the title race? Football's a funny old game. On paper, they've got a long way to go still. They're not better than Liverpool. They're not better than Arsenal on paper. City, they just need to fix up, but they're not better than City on paper. But in reality, the confidence that they could get from winning the Club World Cup, mate, and then the prize money as well. What's that? 100 M's, bro. 100 M's more to spend on the team, as on top of Chelsea being able to do a madness because they're creative with how they sign players. If they go, I tell you, if they win the Club World Cup, yeah, Todd Bowley and Clearlake, they need to go strong. They need to say, listen, let's get a keeper. Let's get a centre-half. What else do they need? Probably another top forward. Madueke, I think, is going to go. Imagine Chelsea just entered the chat for Rodrigo or some shit. I wouldn't put it past Chelsea. You can't put things past Chelsea. That's one thing I know. You can't put it past them. If Chelsea goes strong and aggressive in the middle to the back end of the transfer window, even though they're young and experienced, they can turn their team into a team that can compete for the title. Not favourites or anything like that. Probably won't win it. But I think they can apply pressure. I think they could be there or thereabouts. Now, let me know if you think I'm doing too much or it's too early. But I just think if they recruit right and show more intent, which I don't think they won't, especially if they find a massive performance to beat Real Madrid or PSG, I think they probably have a better chance against Real Madrid. The way PSG play, I think they probably have a better chance against Real Madrid. But whoever it's against, mate, whoever it's against, if they win that, no one can say nothing to them because they're going to have to play the best team in the world, probably. Well, one of. Whether it's if it's PSG, I think they're the best team in the world right now. So if anyone beats PSG in the final, that's massive. And if they beat Real Madrid in the final, Real Madrid are playing excellent as well under Xabi Alonso, this new look Real Madrid. So if Chelsea managed to beat one of them, mate, I don't see how you can't. If they're proving that they can put, I know it's a cup competition, the Premier League's different, but you add to that, like I say, you fix a couple things they need, mate. I think Chelsea could be well up there next season. Well up there. Let me know what you guys are saying, man. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This Chelsea thing, talk to me. What are you lot saying on this? I'm out of here. Peace.